Greetings, seekers of truth and knowledge. It is I, Albert Einstein, returning from the great cosmic beyond to grace you with my spectral presence. You may be wondering why I, a theoretical physicist, am concerned with the mundane matters of human society. Well, my friends, even from the afterlife, I can see that humanity is facing a challenge of unprecedented proportions. This is Albert Explains, the series where we delve into the world's most pressing problems and explore innovative solutions. Today, we're venturing into uncharted territory, a realm where the sun sets on our traditional way of life and a new era of nocturnal living dawns. The year is 2024, and our planet is heating up at an alarming rate. The evidence is all around us: scorching summers, melting glaciers, and extreme weather events becoming the norm. The Earth's surface temperature has been steadily climbing since the beginning of the 20th century, and the consequences are already being felt worldwide. From the arid deserts of the Middle East to the once thriving coral reefs of Australia, the effects of global warming are threatening ecosystems and displacing communities. The scientific community paints a stark picture of our future if we fail to act. Projections show temperatures continuing to rise over the coming decades, with potentially catastrophic consequences for human civilization. But fear not, for I come bearing not only warnings but also a glimmer of hope. What if I told you that the solution to our sun-scorched future lies not in fighting the heat, but in embracing the night? What if we, as a species, were to shift our way of life, to become creatures of the cool, dark hours? This may sound like a radical proposition, but hear me out. By embracing a more nocturnal lifestyle, we can mitigate the risks posed by the increasingly harsh sun, foster a more inclusive society, and perhaps even unlock hidden potential within ourselves. Join me as we embark on a journey into the possibilities of a nocturnal future. My friends, let us not mince words. The situation is dire. As we delve deeper into the 21st century, the Earth's surface temperature continues its relentless climb. The very ground beneath our feet is becoming hot to the touch, a testament to the fever gripping our planet. This isn't just about uncomfortable summers anymore. We are talking about extreme heat waves so severe they overwhelm our infrastructure and threaten human life. Remember the 2022 European heatwave? Thousands perished as temperatures soared to unprecedented levels. This is just a taste of what's to come if we fail to act. The impact on our food supply is equally alarming. Droughts are becoming more frequent and intense, turning once fertile lands into barren wastelands. Crops wither and die under the unforgiving sun, threatening global food security. The very sustenance of human life is at stake. We must confront the reality of our warming planet. This is not a problem for future generations to solve. This is our burden to bear, and the time for action is now. Uninhabitable Earth. The consequences of inaction are too grave to ignore. Already we are witnessing parts of our planet becoming increasingly uninhabitable. Coastal communities face the looming threat of rising sea levels, driven by melting glaciers and the thermal expansion of warming ocean water. Their homes, their livelihoods, their very existence hanging in the balance. Imagine, if you will, entire island nations disappearing beneath the waves, millions displaced, forced to seek refuge in overcrowded camps, becoming climate refugees in a world struggling to cope with the sheer scale of the crisis. This is the future we face if we continue down this perilous path. But it's not just the coasts that are at risk. Inland regions are succumbing to desertification, as once fertile lands are transformed into arid wastelands. The relentless heat sucks moisture from the soil, leaving behind a parched and unforgiving landscape. The very air we breathe is becoming hotter and drier, making it difficult to survive, let alone thrive. The Earth is sending us a clear message. We are pushing its boundaries, testing its limits, and if we fail to heed its warnings, we risk making it uninhabitable for ourselves and countless other species that call it home. The ticking clock. The scientific community has been sounding the alarm for decades, providing us with mountains of data and dire projections about the future of our planet. The evidence is overwhelming, our climate is changing, and human activities are the primary driver of this change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, the leading international body for the assessment of climate change, has issued a series of reports outlining the scientific consensus on this issue. Their message is clear: we must act now to drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions or face catastrophic consequences. The IPCC's projections for the future are alarming, to say the least. If we continue on our current trajectory, we can expect to see global temperatures rise by 2 degrees Celsius or more by the end of the century. This will lead to more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and widespread disruption to ecosystems and human societies. The time for debate is over. The time for action is now. We must listen to the scientists, heed their warnings, and take immediate steps to address this crisis. The future of our planet, the future of humanity, hangs in the balance. Seeking shade. My friends, while the challenges we face are daunting, I want to leave you with a glimmer of hope. We are a resourceful and adaptable species. Throughout history, we have faced adversity and emerged stronger. And just as our ancestors sought shelter in caves during harsh weather, we too can adapt to a changing world. Instead of fighting the sun, what if we embraced the night? What if we shifted our activities to the cooler, darker hours, when the sun's energy is no longer beating down upon us? This may seem like a radical proposition, but it is not without merit. Imagine a world where cities come alive after sunset, where businesses operate during the cooler nighttime hours, and where social interactions take place under the stars. This is not a world without the sun, but a world where we live in harmony with its rhythms, respecting its power and seeking its shade when needed. This shift to a more nocturnal lifestyle would not be without its challenges, of course, but it is a challenge worth considering, a potential solution to the existential threat we face. It is time to think differently, to break free from our sun-drenched routines, and to embrace the cool embrace of the night. I propose a radical shift in our thinking, a paradigm shift in our very way of life. What if, instead of fearing the night, we embraced it? What if we reimagined our cities, our communities, our entire society to function primarily during the cooler, darker hours? Think of it, my friends. The sweltering heat of the day would no longer dictate our schedules. We could work, play, and socialize under the cool mantle of the night sky, our lives illuminated by the soft glow of artificial lights and the celestial tapestry above. This is not a call for perpetual darkness. We need the sun for many things, and a balanced approach is essential. But by shifting our primary activities to the night, we can significantly reduce our exposure to the most intense and harmful rays of the sun. Imagine the possibilities. Streets once choked with daytime traffic could become pedestrian havens at night. Outdoor dining and entertainment could flourish in the cool night air. The very rhythm of our lives could become more aligned with the natural cycles of light and darkness. The city that never sleeps. Now, let's talk about how we can begin to transition towards a more nocturnal society. It won't happen overnight, of course, but we can start by making small changes in our daily lives and by supporting policies that encourage this shift. One simple but effective step would be to encourage the return of 24-hour services and businesses. Imagine a world where supermarkets, pharmacies, and even medical clinics are open all night long. This would not only provide convenience for those who work night shifts or keep unconventional hours, but it would also help to reduce congestion and strain on our infrastructure during peak daytime hours. We can also reimagine our public spaces to be more night-friendly. Parks and plazas could be illuminated with soft, inviting lighting. Outdoor concerts and events could become commonplace after sunset. We can create a vibrant and engaging nightlife that celebrates the beauty and tranquility of the nighttime hours. And let's not forget about transportation. We can invest in safe, reliable and affordable public transportation options that operate 24/7. We can encourage carpooling and ride-sharing services that cater to those who work or socialize at night. We can even explore the potential of autonomous vehicles that can navigate our cities safely and efficiently, regardless of the hour. The possibilities are endless, my friends. All it takes is a willingness to embrace a new way of thinking, a new way of living. The nocturnal advantage. Shifting towards a nocturnal society isn't just about avoiding the sun's wrath. It's about leveraging the unique advantages that the night offers. Consider, for instance, the construction industry. Working under the relentless summer sun can be grueling, even dangerous, leading to heat stroke and reduced productivity. Now imagine those same projects continuing under the cool cloak of night, the work illuminated by powerful, energy-efficient LED lights. Workers would be more comfortable, more productive, and less susceptible to heat-related illnesses. The cooler temperatures of the night could also revitalize our public spaces. Imagine strolling through open-air markets filled with the aromas of exotic spices and freshly baked goods, all under the twinkling gaze of the stars. Picture children playing freely in parks and playgrounds, their laughter echoing through the cool night air, unburdened by the oppressive heat of the day. And let's not forget about the cultural and scientific benefits. A society more attuned to the rhythms of the night would have a deeper appreciation for the wonders of the cosmos. Imagine a world where astronomy becomes a shared pastime, where children grow up gazing at the stars, their imaginations ignited by the vastness of the universe. Embracing the night isn't about retreating from the world, it's about experiencing it in a new light, a light that reveals hidden beauty and unlocks untapped potential. A more inclusive world. A nocturnal society wouldn't just be cooler, it would be kinder, more inclusive and more accessible to people who struggle under the glare of the sun. Consider individuals with certain health conditions like lupus or chronic migraines for whom sunlight can trigger painful and debilitating symptoms. A world where essential services and social activities are readily available during the night would be a world that truly embraces diversity and accommodates different needs. For people with sensory processing disorders, the hustle and bustle of the daytime world can be overwhelming. The relative quiet and calm of the night could provide a much-needed respite, allowing them to navigate public spaces with greater ease and comfort. Imagine a world where children with autism can enjoy a trip to the park or a visit to the museum without being bombarded by sensory overload. The elderly, too, often find the heat of the day to be particularly challenging. A society that embraces the night would be a society that values and respects its elders, providing them with opportunities to remain active and engaged in their communities, even as the sun goes down. By shifting our activities to the cooler, darker hours, we can create a world that is more accessible, more equitable, and more welcoming to everyone, regardless of their age, ability, or sensitivity to sunlight. Time, our most precious resource. Beyond the immediate benefits of cooler temperatures and increased inclusivity, embracing a nocturnal lifestyle offers a profound opportunity to reclaim one of our most precious resources: time. Think about it. How much of our collective energy is spent simply coping with the heat of the day? how much time is lost to reduced productivity, heat-related illnesses, and the need to seek shelter during the hottest hours. Now, imagine a world where the workday is no longer dictated by the sun's arc across the sky. Imagine a world where rush hour becomes a thing of the past, replaced by a more even flow of traffic throughout the day and night. Imagine the possibilities for increased productivity, reduced stress, and a better work-life balance. This shift towards a more time-flexible society could have profound implications for our economy, our environment, and our overall well-being. With less pressure to cram our activities into the daylight hours, we could adopt more sustainable practices, such as shifting energy consumption to off-peak hours, reducing traffic congestion, and minimizing the urban heat island effect. The possibilities are endless. By embracing the night, we're not just changing our relationship with the sun, we're changing our relationship with time itself, creating a world where we are no longer slaves to the clock, but masters of our own destinies. Moths to a flame. My friends, as we stand on the precipice of a future shaped by a changing climate, we must ask ourselves a fundamental question. Are we destined to be like moths drawn to a flame, clinging to our sun-drenched routines, even as our world becomes increasingly inhospitable? Or are we capable of adapting, of evolving, of embracing a new way of life that is in harmony with the natural rhythms of our planet? The choice is ours. We can continue down our current path, clinging to the familiar even as it becomes increasingly untenable. Or we can choose a different future, a future where we embrace the cool embrace of the night, where we leverage the unique advantages of darkness, and where we create a more sustainable, equitable, and dare I say, enjoyable way of life. The night sky, my friends, is not a void to be feared, but a canvas upon which we can paint a new future. A future where the stars guide our way, where the moon illuminates our path, and where the cool night air invigorates our spirits. Let us embrace the night, not with trepidation, but with open arms and open minds, and let us create a future worthy of the celestial wonders that grace our skies. My friends, as we've journeyed together through the scientific realities and compelling possibilities of a nocturnal society, one thing should be abundantly clear. The time for timid steps and incremental change has long since passed. We are facing a global crisis of unprecedented magnitude, a crisis that demands bold action and a fundamental shift in our relationship with our planet and with time itself. Throughout our history, humanity has faced countless challenges, from natural disasters to pandemics to wars. And time and again we have proven our resilience, our ingenuity, and our capacity for adaptation. We have learned to harness the forces of nature, to build cities that touch the clouds, and to explore the vastness of space. Surely we are capable of adapting to a changing climate, of reimagining our way of life, of embracing the night as our ancestors did for millennia. The transition to a more nocturnal society will not be without its challenges, of course. But let us not mistake difficulty for impossibility. The challenges we face are not insurmountable, they are merely unfamiliar. And just as we have overcome countless obstacles in the past, so too can we overcome this one with courage, with determination, and with a shared commitment to creating a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. Remember, my friends, that change is the law of the universe. Nothing is static, everything is in flux. The only constant is change itself. And just as the earth spins on its axis, bringing forth the cycles of day and night, so too must we be willing to adapt, to evolve, to embrace the rhythms of our planet, and to create a future that is both sustainable and fulfilling. The good news, my friends, is that we don't need to wait for some grand utopian vision to materialize before we start making a difference. There are practical, tangible steps we can take today, both individually and collectively. to begin the transition towards a more nocturnal and ultimately more sustainable way of life. On a personal level, we can start by simply becoming more mindful of our energy consumption. Turn off lights when you leave a room, unplug electronics when you're not using them, opt for energy-efficient appliances and light bulbs. These small actions may seem insignificant on their own, but when multiplied by millions, they can have a significant impact on our collective energy use. We can also support businesses that are embracing more sustainable practices, such as offering nighttime hours, promoting energy conservation, and reducing their carbon footprint. And we can advocate for policies that encourage the development and adoption of renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, which are essential for powering a truly sustainable future. Remember, my friends, that change begins at the grassroots level. By making conscious choices in our daily lives, by supporting businesses that share our values, and by making our voices heard in the political arena, we can create a ripple effect that will be felt far and wide. As we stand at this critical juncture in human history, I urge you to look beyond the immediate challenges and to embrace the larger perspective, the cosmic perspective. Our planet is but a tiny speck of dust orbiting an ordinary star in a vast and ancient universe. Yet on this tiny speck of dust, life has flourished. Consciousness has emerged, and we, the human race, have the extraordinary opportunity to shape our own destiny. The transition to a more nocturnal society is not simply about adapting to a changing climate. It's about reclaiming our place in the natural order, about reconnecting with the rhythms of our planet and the cosmos. It's about creating a world where we are no longer at odds with nature, but in harmony with it, living in sync with the ebb and flow of light and darkness, just as our ancestors did for millennia. So, my friends, let us embrace the night, not with fear, but with a sense of adventure, with a spirit of innovation, and with a shared commitment to creating a future where humanity thrives, not in spite of the challenges we face, but because of them. And so, my friends, as I return to the cosmic ocean from whence I came, I leave you with this final thought. The future is not something that happens to us. It is something we create. Every choice we make, every action we take, shapes the world we will inhabit tomorrow. Let us choose wisely, let us act boldly, and let us create a future worthy of the extraordinary potential that lies within each and every one of us. Remember always to think critically, to question fearlessly, and above all, to cherish and care for one another, for we are all in this grand cosmic ballet together. Until next time, may the wonder of the universe ignite your imaginations and guide your steps. Farewell and take care. Thank you for listening to Albert's Thoughts. Albert has always been a mysterious figure, wandering through the mist, sharing his eerie whispers with those who dare to listen. For more from Albert the Ghost, you can subscribe to our channel or check out one of our other videos. Remember, in the world of the unknown, it's important to take care of each other. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the mysteries.